Panama right now is in total lockdown.
We've been lucky enough to have been granted permission to navigate around the Las Perlas island. First time we've seen them, and it's just white sandy beaches and beautiful island. I'm feeling pretty grateful to be able to do this.
We are family, and it's just a huge privilege to be here.
With Hurricane Irma, boats tossed. Here we are at this marina.
Hi, my name's Colin. I used to be a chief engineer on super yachts, but gave it all up to buy a hurricane-damaged Lagoon 450. My friends and I are fixing it up as we go, and are determined to circumnavigate the entire planet. So subscribe if you want some inspiration to live life to the fullest. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the things you did. So what are you waiting for?
Morning guys, so it's 4 AM and we've finally just left the La Playita Marina anchorage. We're going to go to a place called Tortola now, where there's about 25 boats that were all meant to cross the Pacific, just waiting to see what's going to happen. So we're going to go hang out there, chat to a few more boats and just see what the situation is out there, and then go remote, just go sailing around the islands, waiting to see what happens with this whole coronavirus thing. What do you think?
I just woke up.
What do you think about life?
I'm waiting for the clear waters.
Yeah, the water here is disgusting. It's brown, and it smells like fish. It must be because of all the container ships and who knows what. We haven't been able to swim. It's been pretty boring. So we're gonna go find some clear waters. Let's go.
On our way out of Panama City, we saw a few cruise ships which had reports of major coronavirus outbreaks on board, and one even had 4 people dead since the pandemic took hold.
Officials in Panama say a stranded cruise ship may have to dock in the United States. 4 passengers have died on that ship. More than 130 others have reported flu-like symptoms.
After reading about this online, although they were all lit up, they seemed like ghost ships with an eerie feeling, knowing that they were full of infected people, because they were obviously in such a contagious environment. But as we got further away from the city, the Panamanian wildlife started to come alive. We passed through a flock of thousands of birds, all going through a feeding frenzy, and that's where we realized how alive the ocean was in this part of the world.
It's what it looks like at Galapagos.
Oh, look at that.
Oh shit.
Shortly after this, we witnessed something that we had never seen on Parlay before.
Oh! Where is it? Hey! Oh, here he is!
After doing some serious googling, we believe that what we saw was a fin whale, but to this day we are still not 100% sure. If any of you viewers can enlighten us on this, feel free to make a comment below. It was about the length of the boat, but we never got to look at its tail, only its dorsal fin, which was very far down its back. What an incredible experience it was to see one of these amazing creatures right off the side of the boat. Another bucket list item ticked off the list, and what a privilege it was.
The Panamanian health authorities revealed on Monday afternoon, March 30th, that 27 deaths had been registered in the country due to the new coronavirus, and a total of 1,775 cases have been confirmed. In addition, the Ministry of Security explained that this Wednesday, April the 1st, at 5 AM, I begin an absolute quarantine of 15 days. Women can only leave their residences on Monday, Wednesday and Friday, while men can leave
So we've just arrived here at Contadora. There's probably 22, 25 boats in the anchorage, and it's just kind of a weird vibe here because everyone's in lockdown, so no one's really talking to each other. We're kind of like the new guys, and no one's really wanting to come near us because they're not sure if we've been in isolation for 2 weeks, which is fair enough, which is actually the best thing to be doing right now. So we'll see how this all plays out, but at least we're in some nice clear water and a beautiful view, and we're pretty happy to be here.
First of all, I'd like to say hi. Anybody have a quick roll call and find out who's out there this morning? Bill and Kate on.
During our 2.5 years of cruising, we have found the sailing community to be extremely helpful, and this was no exception.
Parlay revival.
Garbage Day, Wednesday.
Our VHF radios became the main means of communication, where we could all offer help or advice, as we were quickly realizing that things could become quite difficult for us in such a remote location.
Any fuel, they can come back to me on 68.
Yeah, good morning. We just got here yesterday. We don't know what the water situation is like here, but if anyone needs water, we've got a water maker on board that makes 40 gallons per hour. Feel free to radio us if you want some drinking water, if you're running low.
Good morning, Parlay Revival. Thank you very much for the water offer. That's great. We haven't got source of water on the island. Anything else for the net this morning?
After weeks of having no idea where to go or what to do, we decided that the Pearl Islands was to be home for a little while. We quickly got into a daily routine of entertaining ourselves and making the most out of the situation.
So as a bit of an initiative, one of the boats here, Neil, has organised a pub quiz, well, a radio quiz, for us to sort of entertain ourselves during this time of lockdown. So we're going to participate. We've got the brains of the outfit, Filippo, out there from the boat next door. You guys ready? Yeah. Parlay Revival are ready.
How many animals did Moses load onto the ark?
Moses.
How many animals did Moses load? Well, the answer, of course, is none, because Moses didn't load the ark.
Yo,
What do you sit on, sleep on, and brush your teeth with? What do you
Oh, how do you sit on mussels?
Sit on your ass.
There's the muscles.
Well, it's easy. You sit on a chair, you sleep on a bed, and you brush your teeth with a toothbrush.
Guys, we suck.
Yeah.
We forget
I think they're over 50.
bad.
It's illegal to marry your widow's sister.
Yes, because if she's a widow, yes. If she died,
Wait. You're dead.
Ah, it's a trick question.
10.
Confirmed.
I'm thinking
What is pedology?
Pedology.
Children.
Copra is the dried kernel of which fruit?
Coconut, isn't it?
How many bytes are there in a megabyte?
Million.
What was the question?
Aphrodite is the daughter of which Greek god?
Zeus.
Zeus. Zeus.
Yeah? Confirmed.
I'm thinking
Back again.
What's your score, please? We've got 123. You can take 100 off.
27.
27, wow. That's pretty good. You're the leader. How many crew have you got? You've got 14 crew. Yeah, we've got 25.
Ooh.
I think you probably all picked up on that, but Parlay Revival are the winners with 27.
oh my god, it's unbelievable.
Neil, thanks a lot for that. That was lots of fun. Feel free to come down here with the bottle of rum if you want a bottle of wine. Well, that's pretty surprising, but we ended up winning the quiz. But it was cool just to see all the boats come together and a bit of entertainment in these weird times.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you so much.
That was awesome. That was so much fun.
Say thanks to Neil for us. So we're in a really fortunate situation here in Las Perlas Islands. We're allowed to actually move around to different anchorages here. So we're going to take a few days. It's Wednesday today. We uploaded an episode last night. So we're going to go away for like 5 days, come back and then upload another episode because this is the only place we can get internet. So we'll go exploring and we'll see what we can find. Sailing! unreal. So we've been lucky enough to have been granted permission to navigate around the Las Perlas Islands, and it's the first time we've seen them, and it's just white sandy beaches and beautiful islands. It's really nice. So we were just saying we're feeling pretty grateful to be able to do this. A lot of boats are stuck in marinas or in an anchorage, not even allowed to swim, and we're allowed to cruise out here, so nothing's going on. So very, very grateful to be in this position.
So Panama right now is in total lockdown, and we're not 100% supposed to be on the beach tonight, but this is a very remote island of this archipelago, so we figured it was okay. So we came over, light up the fire, and chuck some potatoes in it, and that's us for the night. We're so blessed to be here right now in this time of struggle, and we are family, and it's just a huge privilege to be here. Gracias.
He's a liar.
What would you say about tonight? Yeah.
So I think we are so lucky of finally putting our feet on land. You find the happiness in the small little things, like just standing on land. We haven't been in land for a while.
At least what? 2 weeks?
Yeah. So I'm so grateful right now. And for this guy, it's not even that easy because he's heartbroken too. He misses me so bad.
Does anybody has anything to add to camera, guys? It's a beautiful backdrop. Colin, take the camera off me. I'm rolling, man. Like, stop me, stop camera.
I'm gonna edit this shit.